Card Saturday on NFL Primetime. It never rains in San Diego. Right. All right. Hey, tell that to the Jets and Chargers. A wild, soggy wild card matchup. Would it be settled on the ground or through the airwaves? The snow never showed in Seattle, but would the Seahawks plow their way to the second round, or would the Rams find the way on the arm of Mark Bulger? Two teams moving on. Two teams, well, they're going to be watching the rest of the playoffs with us next on NFL Primetime.
NFL Primetime is presented by Miller Lite. Primetime is Miller time.
NFL Primetime, this is how we get down after two fat, off-the-hook, catch-your-breath playoff games on Wild Card Saturday. Chris Berman has a night off. He has ABC duty. I'm keeping the chair warm. Stuart Scott, and, of course, Tom been here 18 years. I mean, this is just 18 years. All right, Tom, playoff time, three words that describe what is in the gut of a player going into these games.
Win the game.
No nerves?
Apropos that we get it from Herm Edwards, win the game.
Play to win the game.
Or three other words come to mind.
What's that?
You go home.
Rainy San Diego, the Jets have not won a road playoff game in 22 years. Chargers hadn't even been in a playoff game in 9 years. Sunny San Diego? Rainy San Diego. Jets back in the postseason, third time in 4 seasons. LaDainian. Second quarter, 2nd and 5 Chargers. Drew Brees trying to get some to Keenan McCardell. Officials ruled no touchdown. They say he was juggling. Taking a look, Tom.
You look at Keenan McCardell right here, back of the end zone. Left foot down, right foot drag, control of the football. That's going to be a score.
Chargers challenge, officials change it, touchdown. Remember, Keenan's last postseason game in this stadium, Super Bowl, caught 2 touchdown passes. Second quarter, 3rd and 9, Pennington over the middle to Justin McCarron's 21 yards. Arm strength looked pretty good right there. 2 plays later, 2nd and 8. Pennington swing pass to a guy who only caught 13 balls all year, Anthony Beck, touchdown. Jets tied at 7. TJ, how did brother get so open?
Well, you're going to watch Drayton Florence here. He's going to be the guy on the outside. He's going to fade in with the slant. You can see already the safety's coming to the slant. Beck is left outside all alone. You see Florence slip down right there, and Beck walks into the end zone for a Jet score.
Beck had 1 touchdown this year. Second quarter, 2nd and 10 Chargers. Drew Brees does something that he only did 7 times all year. Throw a pick to Reggie Tongue. And Tongue waggled it 22 yards before being tackled by Drew Brees. How about that, Tom?
I give Brees a lot of credit. Goes over, makes a hit like a linebacker, stands up tall.
Tough kid. Third quarter, 1st and 10. Holla at a player when you see him in the street. Chad's like, what, I ain't got no arm strength? Deep downfield to Santana Moss. 47-yard touchdown. Moss averaged 18 yards a catch this year. Jets up 14-7. Later third quarter, 2nd and 10. Pennington complete to the oldest guy who ever won a rushing title. 31-year-old Curtis Martin can also catch the rock. 23-yard after the play. Tom, what happens here? Herman Edwards and running back coach Bishop Harris.
Look. I know this is going to be big news in New York, but you have altercations on the sidelines at times. I saw him kind of make up later on during the course of the game. It's a high-tension profession. You get this sometimes during the course of the game.
Later in the drive, Doug Bryan, 42-yard field goal. This is what you call a doink, 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 and hits the goalpost twice. And Doug's like, well, I got it. I got it.
It's good.
Jets up 17-7. Fourth quarter, 3:30 left. Pro Bowler Antonio Gates had only 2 catches all game heading to that drive, and then Big Brother went for 44. 2 plays later, LT, LaDainian. Now, you said with Gates catching, that opens up what?
That's right. We can get back to LT running the football. There's 2.5 minutes left. The clock is now our friend again.
That set up 1st and goal Chargers. On 2nd and goal, how tough is Drew Brees? You saw him with the tackle earlier. Head down, trying to score. Didn't make it, but gets to the 1. 3rd and goal, next play. LaDainian Thompson. Go up top. No. Doesn't go up top. Gets stuffed. Thrown for a loss of 1. Next play, 4th and goal. This is the ball game, Tom. This is the ball game. Drew Brees throws up a prayer. He's hit. pass knocked down. Game effectively over, right?
Wrong.
Wrong. Flag on the play. Jonathan Goodwin is, what? I can't believe it. Take another look. Roughing the passer. Tom, how do you call that play late in the game? You can't unless what?
Well, you had to call it. We wondered how you could make this call. Watch the play again. Eric Barton, that's fine. Right there, when he comes across the head with the right arm, he forced the official to pull the flag out and give the San Diego Chargers another chance to win the game.
On the street, that would have been like assault and battery. Next play, Drew Brees to the guy who set the record for touchdown catches by a tight end, Antonio Gates. We are tied at 17, going to overtime. In overtime, Nate Keating, 17 all for the win. No, in front of the home crowd, wide right. That would have won the game. Wouldas, couldas, shouldas. Still in overtime. Jets, Chad Pennington to Justin McCarron's first down. Oh, Tom. Oh, Tom. And you know, Barton, the guy who was hit with that personal foul,
He's
like,
the happiest man on the field.
New life. Lamont Jordan, 19 yards down the sideline. Oh, are you kidding me? Sets up Doug Bryant for the winner. Kick up, good, right? No. No? Timeout was called just before the play. The Chargers called it to ice him. Doug Bryant's like, come on, y'all. So very next play, 28 yards, and the New York Football Jets, Jets, win the playoff game. 20-17, a bananas game. Drew Brees had a great game, 31 of 42, 319 yards, 2 touchdowns, and it wasn't enough. Chad Pennington, the man. The Jets, has been a long time since they've won a road playoff game, 1982 against the Raiders. Are you kidding me? Marty Schottenheimer loses another close game. Overtime postseason games for Marty. Check this out. Remember that Cleveland-New York Jet game? 1986. Tough loss for Marty. Oh, my. This game, I mean, first of all, the fans were just like, what?
Up, down,
what?
catch your breath, roller coaster.
If you're Eric Barton,
yes,
once you have that personal foul called on you, and you see Antonio Gates score that touchdown and send it in overtime, what are you thinking as a player?
Well, you're thinking that you might have to leave New York if, in fact, the Jets lose the football game. And you know that Herm Edwards is a coach that prides himself in having a team that is one of the least, if not the least penalized team in football year after year after year. So this was a penalty that could have cost them a playoff game, but in the end, it didn't. Great running from Curtis Martin. He only got the 18 carries, but he did his job, especially he and Lamont Jordan at the end of the football game. And can't say enough about Chad Pennington. He stood up to the pressure. People said he couldn't make the throws. I'm one of those people said, looks like his arm's hurting. He can't make the throw downfield. He gutted it up. That throw to Santana Moss, I think, changed the complexion of the football game.
You saw Herm Edwards in a beef with one of his assistant coaches. We all know Herm is a good guy, a stand-up guy.
Absolutely.
Got to be a great win for Herm Edwards. We'll hear some reaction for the game later in the show. Also ahead, how about the Rams? How about the Seahawks? This, too, was a great game. Came down to the wire. Stick and stay. NFL Primetime coming back.
Not in our house, buddy. Not today.
Oh, no! This ain't going down. Not today, Johnny.
Not today.
Not today.
Not tomorrow.
Nobody coming in here. Not in our house. Not in our house.
Visa, official card of the NFL and the house of the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots, where they accept no other card to get you in. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Love this spot.
Pop,
Yeah, son.
something I gotta tell you.
I've got unbeerman-like conduct on Timmy. Giving Dad a beer with less taste, that's a loss of respect. Inheritance, decline. Replacing with great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Half the carbs is Bud Light. We've also got unoriginal tattoo on Timmy, tribal armband design,
Everybody's got
attempting
one.
to fit in. Play beer.
Miller, good call.
The available Duramax diesel and Allison transmission has more torque than Ford's Super Duty. That's why Silverado's the right truck. The official truck of an American revolution.
It's almost as if you can see the future unfolding before you, like a road map that only you can read. You're right where you're supposed to be. It's all opening up. Your steps aren't planned, but somehow every one of them makes perfect sense. So you keep moving, twisting, and turning, just action and reaction, defying all obstacles, running towards daylight. The playoffs are where moments are made. What's next?
We're with Don Everest, known in the poker world as the Matador.
If we're gonna hurt him in a cash game, you gotta get out of the kiddie pool and start making moves.
Tilt premieres Thursday, 9 p.m. on ESPN. Presented by Toyota.
NFL Primetime. Presented by Miller Lite. Grab yourself a great-tasting, low-carb Miller Lite.
It's been 20 years since Seattle won a playoff game. Mike Holmgren said before the game, quote, "We're kind of due." Seahawks, Rams, first quarter, no score. Mark Bulger getting his hook on the big game. Torrey Holt. Torrey has like 1,300 yards receiving every year, seems like. 52-yard game, first and goal, first down, at the Seattle 11. Same drive, Bulger, Holt, have some, 15-yard touchdown. But the play was challenged. Look at the replay. Torrey said, "Coach, don't worry. I got it. I got it." Tom, did he get it?
And you can see that he has it. He gets the arms up under the ball. It bounces up a little bit, but he had his arm, just like he's showing the coach right there. I had my arm up under the ball.
On the touchdown catch, Tommy, why did Torrey get, not the touchdown catch, on the play before that, how did he get so open?
Ken Hamlin was the corner. He came up in a bump position, but he didn't bump. Here again, you see him in a slot-on situation. He runs right by the safety. He's untouched, so he's just trying to get to a spot. It's pitch and catch, quarterback, wide receiver.
First play of the second quarter, Bulger to Kevin Curtis. That play picked off.
And take a look at this. Here now you get a little bit of a jam by Ken Lucas down at the bottom of the screen. Throws the timing of the pattern off, allows the safety to come over, make a play on the football.
Rams still with the ball, second. This is the first play of the second quarter to Kevin Curtis. 50 yards to the Seattle 5, second and goal. Marshall. Got 135 career touchdowns regular season. Scored another one in the postseason. Seahawks ball, Shaun Alexander hurt his right wrist on the play. He left briefly, but he came back. Seahawks 3rd and 6. Hasselbeck looking, finds DeJuan Gross. There's one problem here. DeJuan plays for the other team. But there is a penalty, Tom. What happens here?
Well, just take a look at the play. Maurice Morris is going to be trying to make the play here. The ball is already up in the air, but pre-possession by the Rams, the face mask is grabbed by Tommy Polley. They get not only the penalty, they get to keep the football. The Seattle Seahawks do.
And the very next play, they made it count. Hasselbeck to Bobby Ingram. 19-yard touchdown. Cuts the Rams lead to 14-10. Third quarter now, 14-13. Bulger sacked by the guy who has this thing for snakes. I don't know why, Chad Brown. He likes reptiles, I guess. And he got clocked. After the play, confusion, and the Rams have to call their third timeout already. With 4:41 left in the third, they're out of timeout. 17-13, third quarter. Hasselbeck looking for Shaun Alexander, who had 1,696 yards rushing, one shy of the rushing crown. First down, though, on the reception. Same drive. Hasselbeck, Tom, had a nice game, didn't he?
Hasselbeck did a good job of spreading the ball around, and his receivers should have done as good a job catching the football for him as they do right there.
There is Darrell Jackson, 11-yard first down. Same drive now in the fourth. Hasselbeck to Jackson, 23-yard touchdown, 20-17 Seahawks. Rams tie it at 20, and they get it back, 3rd and 2. Bulger. He spread it around as well to Sean McDonald. All the way down, 31 yards and a first down. 3rd and 3. Bulger. Cam Cleveland hadn't caught a pass all game. How about that for your first catch of the game? Touchdown, 27-20 Rams. but the Seahawks come back under 2 minutes to go. Hasselbeck again, looking for Jackson again. Tom, where's the defense here?
Well, I just believe that you have to bump guys, you have to reroute guys. The timing of both quarterbacks today to their receivers, pretty good.
Hasselbeck to Itula Mealy. 14 yards to the St. Louis 11. Now 1st and 10 from the 11. You can't give up the sack. And he does. Sacked by Jimmy Kennedy, loss of 6. 2nd and 16. Incomplete to Jackson. 3rd and 16. You get some of it back to Bobby Ingram. That sets up 4th and 4. Maybe the final play. And Hasselbeck. One of the nuttier plays that we'll ever see, because for a while you think maybe he can run it in. Watch the play, Tom. 4th and 4. Run. No. Run. Pass. In and out of Ingram's hand. Cannot catch it. TJ, what happened here?
Well, I think the Hasselbeck, it looks to us like he saw a lane, but when you've got the football, things closing on you awfully fast. Damian Lewis here is going to be getting the pressure. He's going to force him to throw the ball, and you can see right there, ball off Bobby Ingram's hand, and that's the end of the football game.
Ingram could not hold on. Rams win the game 27-20.
Yeah, and just take another look here. Damian Lewis gets the push on the pocket. See the quarterback step up. Looks like he has a lane right there to his right, but you see how quickly people are closing. You know, you always want to try to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers, and the Rams begin to celebrate.
And once again, the Seahawks lose a playoff game. They drop it 27-20. Big game, Torrey Holt, 6 catches, 108 yards. Hasselbeck went for 341 yards, but he couldn't get that last 4 for the touchdown. You saw Ingram drop that last ball. After the game, his coach said, yo, I'm not so sure that he dropped that one.
I was signaling for go for 1, and then I couldn't see it very well. I thought he caught it, but I couldn't see it very well.
I wish I had it back, and you know, that's one play that could have done it for us. I'm sure there's a handful of others earlier in the game that could have done it for us. So I'm not going to dwell on that one play too much, but being the last play and the ball was in my hands, you know, I feel like I could have done something different to give us a chance.
You know, it's a good football team. It's not you know, they won the division, and you know, we took a little personal because we've had the division for so long. So to come in here and, you know, win 2 times in 1 year is, you know, quite a feat, and you know, it came down to the last play.
So the Seattle Seahawks lose their 6th straight playoff game. That ties a record that they didn't want to tie with the Lions, Vikings, Browns, Giants. 6 straight games in the postseason on the downside. You lose 3 times in a season to a team, the Seahawks. They're better than you. Postseason game. What is that?
Well, they're better than you, and I thought the Rams had an outstanding game plan today. Great balance. The 27 runs, the 32 passes. They did have 5 sacks, but you could see that they made that effort to run the football, establish the run, but they knew that their strength was throwing the ball against this pass defense. I thought that they did a great job of that. Mark Bolger got his receivers open, and they threw the ball around. And then when you look at the Seahawks, I think that the thing that troubled them for 16 weeks of football troubled them today, and that's drop passes. Think about how they're going to feel during the offseason and thinking, had we caught these balls, would we have gotten a different result? But the Rams are a better football team, period.
Only 3 quarterbacks ever have had their first 2 postseason starts 300 yards passing. Hall of Famer Dan Fouts, and the 2 did it in this game, Mark Bolger and Mark Hasselbeck. We got a great game, Jets-Chargers. You saw the highlights. We're coming back to talk about it just a little bit.
Inside the Numbers, brought to you by Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. Get ready for the game.
A shift has been made, and better stories will be told. And hardcore just got harder, core. And taking 8 camping was only a problem for the tent. And the concrete jungle is finally tamed. A shift has been made. And when you think adventure, on-road or off, think Nissan.
Ty here. The holidays are over. Time to get in shape.
Evans family!
We're going to Sears. Now this is what I'm talking about, people. Give me 20, Frank.
Sleek, isn't it?
You want it? They got it. 1, 2.
And what's great about this is the whole family will want it.
Come on. That's going to look really nice in your living room.
You got to take this baby home.
Right next to the couch you've been sitting on for the last 6 months.
Sears. Good life, great price.
You know who would make a great Captain Hook? Raleigh Fingers. Nasty slider. Plus, he had the mustache. You know, you have a great story. But the 86 Mets, now that's a Cinderella story. Don't you think?
ESPN's coming to the Walt Disney World Resort. Join us in Florida for ESPN The Weekend, February 25th through the 27th. Visit ESPNTheWeekend.com today. It's a sports world after all.
You righty or left?
Earn your college degree in the most efficient way possible at University of Phoenix. Attend just one class and one learning team meeting per week at a nearby campus. Most students earn their degree in just 2 to 3 years. At University of Phoenix, we offer degrees in business, IT, marketing, accounting, education, nursing, and more.
Earn your college degree without interrupting your job or personal life. Call University of Phoenix today.
Memories of my daughter before her life was shattered by a drunk driver will be in my heart always. Now it's the visions of the struggles she faces every day. I'm angry because lobbyists for big insurance companies and corporate wrongdoers think they're the ones who should determine the value of Erin's life and yours instead of a jury who will decide on facts. Say no to Senate Bill 80. For more information, go online to thislawhurts.com.
On a wild card edition of Sunday NFL Countdown. Last week he walked off the field before the final gun. We go one-on-one with Vikings receiver Randy Moss.
Well, until I leave this game, I'm going to always do what I want to do, regardless. I'm going to say what I want to do, say what I want to say, do what I want to do.
Plus, Steve Young tells us why Jake Plummer can match Peyton Manning touchdown for touchdown in Indy. Tom Jackson on how Brett Favre has set the stage for one more Super Bowl run. Michael Irvin sits down with the Broncos secondary to find out just how soft they think the Colts receivers really are. And the bus, Jerome Bettis, rolls into our studio on Sunday NFL Countdown, 11 Eastern.
Welcome back to NFL Primetime, presented by Miller Lite.
Jets and Chargers, 24 seconds left, tied at 17, 4th and goal. Eric Barton called for roughing the passer on Drew Brees. Chargers tied the game on the very next play. The game went to overtime, though, and Eric Barton is hugging Doug Bryant. Might be kissing him on the cheek. Doug Bryant, 28-yard field goal for the win in overtime. Afterward, Herm Edwards, exhale.
Obviously, I thought it was a fantastic game by both football teams. San Diego has an outstanding football team. I think Marty's one of the better coaches in the National Football League. These guys played very, very tough. It was just a game of momentum, really, when you really boil it down. I think we stopped their momentum early, the first half, and then we gained some momentum. They got momentum again back in the fourth quarter, and then were able to tie the football game. Obviously, it goes into overtime, and they missed their field goal. We rally, come back, and make one. So it was a good football game by both teams. It's sad that someone has to lose, but we're very fortunate to win, and obviously we're looking forward to next week of playing again.
Like you won that game twice?
Well, you know, the foul was the foul. It was the right call. And I don't think Barton did anything on purpose, but he just got up in the air and his elbow hit the guy in the head, and obviously it gave him a first down and they were able to score. But if you just keep battling which way these guys did, because I thought coming in, you know, there's a thing that I believe in, and it's when you talked about us getting to play off our football team, kind of told the team our greatest obstacles in life are created by people who try to put limitations on you. And I kind of grew up with that. People try to put limitations on you and what you can do in life, and I never bought into that. My mom taught me that. And I thought this team did a great job of just fighting. And they kept fighting and got a heck of a win on the road. First time in 23 years that the Jets have won a playoff game on the road. So that's pretty significant and pretty important.
This is a very emotional win for you and the team. What did you tell them after the game?
stay humble. There's been a lot of greater things accomplished than us winning the playoff game in this world. So they understood that, and I think we'll get focused in again next week. And I don't know who we're playing yet. I think probably Pittsburgh, I would assume. And they're a tough football team.
Well, you know, my disappointment is, you know, I've been through this before, as we all know. That's been well documented. And my disappointment, quite frankly, is for the players in that locker room and this community. That's what my disappointment is about.
Well, he just, actually the drive before, he said, hey, I need you. I need you to get me out of this. And you know what? I don't fault Eric Barton, because this guy, we voted him the most inspirational player on our team. He's come in here and done an excellent job. Every down, every game, he plays like it's his last. And so that's just one of those things where his aggressiveness backfired. But you know what? That's what playoff football is all about. It's not meant to be easy. Most of the time it's meant for the offense to set the tempo and go down and get the have the game-winning drive. That's what normally playoff football is all about.
What is it about Herm Edwards? What does he give this team that compels them to come back when their backs are so far planted up against the wall you think they're stuck there?
I think that in one word, it is all about character. I think that when you hear him, when you hear his players talk, when you hear Chad Pennington, when you hear the response to Eric Barton, when you hear him talk about fighting and staying in the fight, that's all about character. Some of those things we talk about other teams lacking, this team has in abundance because of him as a head coach.
When you see a quarterback, nothing but praise for the linebacker who made a really bad play, and the quarterback singing his praises, that comes from where?
That comes from up top. That comes from the head coach. The organization feeds off of him, and I think they are a direct reflection of what Herm Edwards instills in them on a week-to-week basis.
All right, Herm is not going to get our game balls. We'll just give him like an honorary game ball just because he's Herm. Real game balls coming up. Don't go anywhere.
NFL Primetime, presented by Miller Lite. Grab yourself a great-tasting low-carb Miller Lite. And in part by McDonald's.
I've got incomplete beer on Edward, attempting to rock with a beer that has less flavor, replacing with genuine flavor, cold, filtered, smooth, Miller Genuine Draft. Whoa! I've also got unnecessary spandex on Edward. Too much information. Rockstar status, decline. Play beer.
Miller, good call.
When my hunger's big, there's nothing like a double QPC.
I'm loving it.
Thank you. Gracias.
The new Cadillac STS. Assume nothing.
A double quarter pounder with cheese. Pound one.
I'm loving it.
Everyone wants it. Basketball's got it. ESPN College Game Day starts January 22nd. Fueled by Mountain Dew.
The playoffs are where moments are made.
What an unbelievable, incredible, stupendous finish.
What's next?
Dave Reps and Doug Gottlieb with you. College Game Night coming up after prime time. Huge upset on the West Coast. We'll tell you about that.
Yeah, and a major disappointment as far as a conference on the East Coast.
We'll also talk about all the things in between. It's College Game Night after prime time. Stuart?
Primetime Performers, brought to you by Energizer. keep going.
Stuart, my game ball goes to Mark Bulger. He goes into the Seattle Seahawks backyard, beats them, completes only 18 passes, but for over 300 yards.
Oh, we going
2
downfield.
touchdowns, and beats them for the 3rd time this year, throwing way downfield.
That's just what we do. We go vertical because we're the Rams and we're coached by Mike Martz. My game ball, Tommy, Chad Pennington. In the eye of controversy and people questioning his arm strength, questioning his injuries, Chad goes 23 of 33, 279 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jets win their first road playoff game in more than 2 decades. AFC divisional playoffs on Sunday. It'll be the Broncos and the Colts. Now, if the Colts win, then the Jets will go to Pittsburgh next Saturday, and Indy goes to New England. If the Broncos win, Denver goes to Pittsburgh, and the Jets will go to New England. In the NFC, Packers and Vikings on Sunday. If Green Bay wins, Green Bay will go to Atlanta next Saturday. St. Louis will go to Philadelphia. If the Vikings win, St. Louis goes to Atlanta, and Minnesota goes to Philadelphia. How about this? 2 teams on the road, both of them win.
Yeah, home field advantage didn't mean very much, did it?
I guess not, man. What's up with that?
If we have an exciting day tomorrow, it'll be great.
Quick predictions tomorrow.
I'm not making any more predictions.
Oh,
That's
what?
it.
What?
I took both home teams today. That's right.
And you see what happened. Tom Jackson, I'm Stuart Scott. Chris Berman will be back tomorrow.